Thank you. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome. Why don't we start in a wide kneed child's pose? So toes touching, knees wide apart, and then walk your fingertips to the top of your mat. Let your chest hit the mat and your forehead. And if you're at home and child's is not in your practice today, or if you're here, you can start on your back. You can put a pillow underneath your hips too. So just, if you're in child's pose, eyes are closed, and start to tune inward. Start to focus on your breathing here and let that be your only point of focus right here in your child's. So just start with some deep inhales through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. And just start to keep your energy on your breath. Inhaling nice, long, deep inhales and breathing out of your mouth, getting out all the toxic waste. And just find your center right here. Continuing to breathe here and allowing yourself to be at peace. And to let your heart rate slow down. Let your breath slow down a little bit. Maybe reaching your fingertips a little bit farther away towards the top of your mat for more of a stretch. And when you exhale, let your hips sink back a little bit. And just let your mind be still here. Whatever thoughts you were carrying in before you stepped onto your mat, let them just melt away onto your mat. Letting the cycle of the breath move through your body. And maybe you want to walk your fingertips to the right side of the mat so you can stretch the left side of your rib cage. Your left palm can be on top of the right hand, and your head can travel towards the right as well. Just take a nice length through your hands and stretch up when you inhale. And then allow your hips to sink back when you exhale. Do this 2 times, breathing in through your nose and exhaling out of your mouth. And one more breath. And then gently walk your fingers to the other side of your mat. So right hand on top of left, stretching the right side of your rib cage. Take 3 breaths here. Maybe lengthening with each inhale and letting something go when you exhale. Couple more breaths. And then walk your fingers back to the center. Take another inhale here. And exhale. And on your next inhale, gently push yourself up so that you're in a tabletop position. So wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, and your back is flat. And then start to move through some cows and cats. So inhaling, dropping your belly and your tail lifts, heart lifts, gaze is up. And then exhaling, hunching your navel to your spine. And inhaling, dropping your belly, lifting your tail, lifting your heart, looking all the way up like you're trying to look behind your head. And then exhale in the cat. And do this a few times at your own breath pace, with each inhale dropping your belly for cow, stretching your neck up, throat is nice and open, and exhaling into your cat. And stay with your breath. And then I always invite you to move at your own, what your body wants, maybe rocking your hips back and forth, maybe curling your toes and sending yourself back, maybe stretching one leg and looking back at that leg. Just stay with your breath and just move with intention. Nice spinal warm-ups here, lightly activating our core. Do this a few more times, however you want your cat-cow. It's your practice. I'm just here to help guide you safely. Remembering to keep breathing for each change, inhaling, dropping your belly. Exhaling, hunching your back. So a couple more breaths with whatever movement you're doing. And then eventually coming back into a tabletop with a flat back. And here I invite you to turn your wrists around if that is in your practice today, for a nice wrist stretch, your fingertips pointing at your knees. And then you can kind of rock gently up and down to give yourself some wrist relief. And then turn your hands back around so you're back in a normal tabletop. And then we're going to do some light core work here. So bring your right arm up like you're shaking a hand, and we're setting up for bird dog. And release your left leg back with your toes pointing down. So inhaling to reach, exhaling elbow to knee, hunching your back like a cat. Inhaling to extend back out. Exhaling elbow to knee. Inhaling to lengthen. And exhale, elbow to knee. And then release back into your tabletop. Let's do a little cow cat for transition. So drop your belly on an inhale, look up, tail is lifted. Exhale, cat. And then back into a flat back. Left arm raises like you're shaking a hand, and right leg out, toes pointing down. Inhaling to reach. Exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Reach a little more. And exhale, elbow to knee. One more, biggest reach you got. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Release back down. Gently come back into a quick child's pose. Inhale back up, but keep your feet as if you're in child's pose. And we're going to do a thread the needle with child's pose on the bottom. So reach your right arm up. Exhale, send your arm underneath your left arm. Breathe here for 3 breaths. Stretching the right side of our shoulder. Getting a nice little twist. And inhale yourself back up. Arms in the sky. Twist your wrist around for a little bit of relief. And then set up for the next side. Right hand is down, left arm reaches up. And exhale, thread your needle, left temple on the mat. Maybe your right fingertips reach. Getting a nice stretch and a twist here. Always option, you can half bind here if you want more of a stretch and a twist. And then inhale yourself back up. Arm to the sky. Twist your wrists. Come back into a tabletop. Just breathe here in your tabletop, a couple breaths. And then inhale, curl your toes. Exhale, send your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Your legs can be bent here. You don't want your back bent, so if your back is curved, bend your knees. Walk out your dog, pedal your feet. Just some gentle hellos. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. And then eventually find some stillness here. Let your fingertips be spread wide apart. Inhale to push the mat away. Exhale, release your heels to the mat. A couple more breaths. Now inhale, look up at your fingertips and gently walk yourself until you're in a forward fold. Exhale into your forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows here for ragdoll, and your feet can be about 2 fists apart for more stability. And let your head be heavy. And you can sway back and forth here, getting some more low back release. You can waterfall your hands. A few more breaths, 3 more breaths. I like I like to massage my calves here. That always feels good. And if you're in ragdoll, you can release your hands and take an inhale, halfway lift, so your hands are on your shin. Back is flat, and then exhale, release back down. And now inhale, slowly rise, 1 vertebrae at a time. Let your head come up last. And find yourself in mountain pose. The hands are open, receiving for traditional mountain. And we're gonna do some freedom breathing here. So inhale your arms to the sky, inhaling through your nose, keep breathing, breathing through your nose, and then exhale. Gonna do this 4 more times. So inhale, reach, inhale through your nose, Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale, reach. And release. Hands to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale. One more. Biggest breath you got. Inhale, reach. Slowly inhale. Slowly filling up your lungs. Take one last sip of air. And now we're going to move down to the floor into our first plank. So inhale to reach again. And exhale, fold. And walk your hands to the top of your mat. Your knees can be down here. To stay here for 5 breaths. So push the mat away, letting your shoulders separate. Just breathe here. We did some core warming up, so your core is now active. Just 3 more breaths. And exhale, drop your knees, your chest, and your chin. So you're in an 8-limbed pose here. And then push up on an inhale into cobra. Exhale your forehead to the mat. And inhale back up into a cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. And next time you inhale back up, try using just your low back strength. So let your fingers kind of just be there for your support. So inhale your heart up. Exhale. Just one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, curl your toes, come back into downward facing dog. Breathe here in down dog. Let your fingertips be nice and spread far apart. Let your head be heavy. And on your next inhale, bring your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, send your foot through the center of your hands. Drop your knee. And find yourself in low lunge. You can keep your knees, your hands on your knee here. And just breathe. If you feel stable enough, you can bring your arms up. And then you can exhale to goalpost arms for a little baby back bend, some heart opening here. You let your head drop back a little bit. Stay here for 3 breaths. And inhale, slowly come back up. And then put your hands on your hips. I'm going to move us into a high lunge. So it should be pretty easy enough if you curl your toes and then just lift your knee. Keep your hands on your hips until you feel stable. And then when you feel stable, you can bring your arms up. So stay here for 3 breaths. You can bounce a little bit if that helps you. If it doesn't, then don't. Now inhale your hands to your heart. Exhale forward, and then bring your left elbow outside of your right knee for a twist. You're welcome to drop your knee down here. You can also open your arms, but stay for a couple breaths wherever you are. Inhale back to center. Stay for 1 breath. Cartwheel your hands down and your right foot back and flow if you want. Inhaling down, exhaling into an up dog or cobra. The flows are always optional. You can always just sit in a child's pose or hang out in down dog. Come back up into a down dog. Stay here and breathe. Now inhale your left leg up. Exhale, send it through. Drop your right knee. Low lunge on the left side. So your hands can be on your knee until you feel stable enough. And then you can bring your arms up on an inhale. Optional back bend here. So you can exhale goalpost arms. You can do angel wings. You can clasp your hands behind your back. Stay here for 3 breaths. Slowly come out of your back bend. Hands on your hips, getting us into high lunge again. So just breathe, curl your toes, and then come up into your high lunge. Inhale your arms up. Stay here for 3 breaths. Again, you option to kind of drop your knee down if you want. Really testing our balance today. Also doing some heart opening, heart exercises for the holidays. Now inhale your hands to your heart. Come forward with a flat back. Exhale, twist. Stay here for 3 breaths. Good job, everyone. You look great. Now inhale back to center. Hands overhead. Optional vinyasa flow if you want to cartwheel your hands down. Send your foot back. And inhale down, chaturanga. Exhale up, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe for 3 breaths. Kind of find your breath again. Connect back with yourself. And inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale, send your leg foot through, and then come into a warrior 1. So your left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Inhale your arms up. Stay here for 3 breaths. Your inner thigh muscles are working, your calves. Your heart is open. Core is active. Your breathing is steady. Release some tension out of your face muscles. 1 more breath. And then exhale, open up to warrior 2. So adjust your footing and let your right knee poke out towards your pinky toe because you want to open here. Let your arms be straight out. Shoulders are relaxed. Just breathe. Inhale, flip your palm and reverse your warrior. Exhaling to reverse, keeping your bottom half still. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. And then extended side angle. So your right fingertips can be right in front of your right ankle. Your left arm is reaching over your head. Stay for 3 breaths. One more breath. Inhale, come back up. Just for 1 breath here. And exhale, flow. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up. And back into downward facing dog. Stay here for a couple breaths. Now inhale your left leg up. Exhale, send it through. Warrior one. Inhale your arms up. And stay here for 3 breaths. You can rotate your pinkies towards each other here for some internal rotation. Let your heart lift. Maybe your gaze lifts too. Either way, we're breathing and we're staying strong. One more breath. And then exhale, open up to warrior two. Adjusting your footing. Letting your left knee open up towards your left pinky toe. Arms are open. Shoulders are relaxed. Gaze is through your left fingertips. And just breathe. Feeling the fiery energy in your inner thighs. Inhale, flip, reverse warrior. Reaching all the way back, getting that nice stretch in your ribs. Inhale back up, warrior two. And then coming into your extended side angle, your left elbow can be resting on your knee for support. Fingertips are pointing away from you on the top of your head, stretching. Inhale, come back up just for a breath. And then exhale, flow. Inhale to lower. Exhale to come up with your heart open, up dog or supported cobra. And then exhale back into a child's pose here, or you can be in embryo pose. So embryo is keeping your knees together, kind of getting yourself into a little capsule here. Three long breaths here, allowing yourself to be steady and calm. We have one more standing sequence to get through, and then we'll be on the mat. So finish up whatever breath you have here, just take your time. When you're ready, I'll meet you in down dog. Just take your time. If you're in down dog, take an inhale and look up at your hands and walk up to your hands. Lower down to a forward fold. We're going to do a hand to foot pose here. So you can walk on your palms so that your toes are on your wrists. giving a little wrist massage. This is gorilla pose. So inhale and let your head be heavy and let your tail lift. Let your chest be on your thighs. Stay here for 3 breaths. Remember to let your head just be nice and loose. And release your grip. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now inhale to a chair pose. So sit back in your invisible chair. You can kind of bounce. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Stay here and breathe. Exhale, fold. Inhale back up into a chair. Right arm under left, eagle pose. And then bring your right leg, wrap it around your left. Bring your elbows towards the left and your knees towards the right. Lift your elbows a little bit. Sit a little bit more, just 2 breaths. And then release out of that. Forward fold. Inhale back up. And then wrap your left arm under right. Pick up your left leg. And if all you can do is cross it, that is perfect. Otherwise, if you want to double wrap, be my guest. But if you do, just make sure your left knees, bring your knees to the left, elbows to the right. Stay for 3 breaths. Inhale to reach, exhale to sink. And then splash out of that. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, slowly rise. So that we're in mountain. Find our breath here. So inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to heart. I invite you to close your eyes here. Let your heart rate slow down a little bit. Welcome to set an intention for yourself here or for anyone in the world that needs it. Send some good energy. We're harnessing all of this beautiful, great energy in this room and at home, and send some good out in the world. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, release your hands to your side, and we're going to set up for tree pose. So balancing on our left leg first, and then this is good enough for tree. If this is all you have today, that is perfect. If you want to challenge your balance more, you can pick your foot up, bring it right on the inside of your thigh, and we're going to stay here for about 5 breaths, a little less than a minute. Sometimes being still is way more of a challenge than anything. That's why we love the tree pose. It gives us a moment to just be strong, beautiful tree. And gently release your leg, release your hands, and set up for a tree on the other side. So finding some balance in your right leg, then maybe choose a different hand variation. Maybe you want to grow your branches. Find a still point to focus on because this can be very challenging to balance. Just look inward, breathe, just focus on your breath, how powerful you are. And inhale, gently release out of that tree. And then inhale your hands up. And then we're going to exhale and flow down to our bellies. You can do a vinyasa if you want. I'm personally going to skip that, but if that's in your practice, please go ahead. We're going to find ourselves in a crocodile pose. So your hands can be right underneath your forehead. Stay here and breathe. And then bring your left leg out. So your knee is at like a 90-degree angle. And let your cheek be on the right side too, if you want this stretch. Otherwise, you can just stay on your belly. Just stay here and breathe. If you want more of a stretch, extend your leg out. That feels so nice. This is how I sleep, so this is natural feeling for me, and it just feels so good. Stay here and breathe for 3 breaths. Let your heart rate start to slow down. And then gently start to bring your leg in and just switch sides. So right knee is out at like a 90-degree angle if that works for your body. Get a nice, beautiful stretch on your inner thighs. Again, option to extend your leg out for a deeper stretch. And just breathe here. Breathe into that inner thigh. Release. Then bring your leg back in. And I am going to set us up for a floor bow, some more heart opening. So grab the insides of your foot, and then just let your forehead be on the mat. So just stay here and breathe. Nice big inhale in, and then exhale out. And on your next inhale, just lift up, lift your heart. Breathe here. And release. Option a windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Now inhale to gently push yourself up. We're going to come on our seats and we're going to do some separate leg stretches. So just left foot on your right inner thigh and swing your right leg out. And then we're going to inhale our arms up, and you can connect your fingers here. Exhale, turn over and bring your knee up, grab the back of your foot. And then if you inhale and stretch a little bit here. A couple breaths here. Then inhale, come out of this. Just bring your arms up, rainbow, and then switch legs. And inhale your arms up. Bring your knee off the ground so that you can grab the back of your foot when you exhale. And then if you feel called to, you can kick into your hands for more of a stretch. And then inhale, come out of that. And then we are just going to move to our back. Come down. Optional bridge pose here. If you want to take a bridge pose, you can walk your heels of your feet to your sit bones and let your hands be on your side. Then inhale and push your pelvic floor up to the sky. Clasp your hands underneath you. Walk your shoulders towards each other. And then inhale to push. Stay here for 3 breaths. And exhale, slowly come down 1 vertebrae at a time. And then keep your legs how they are. Walk your feet back a little bit towards your sit bones. And then open up for a reclined butterfly pose. One hand can be on your belly, one hand can be on your heart for grounding, protecting. Or you can keep your hands overhead for cooling. My personal favorite is when I mimic my arms to my legs so that I kind of make an 8 shape. 8 is the number of infinity, so flowing, the magic number for me. I love the number 8. So just allow yourself to be open, receiving beautiful energy that you've cultivated here in your practice. Your heart loves you, your hips love you, your body loves you. Your heart rate slowing down. Now gently close your legs up, bringing your hands on the outside of your knees, gently closing them like a book. And then if you want any last movements, like happy baby, any last movements that your body wants before our final rest, Shavasana. But if you want happy baby, you can grab the outsides of your feet. Take off any last movement you need, and then allow your body to be flat on your mat. Let your toes be pointing away from each other. Take up as much space as you want. Let your body be nice and heavy. And close your eyes here. Tune back in to your inner self, your heartbeat. the calmness of your breath, kind of like waves of the ocean, just gentle. You're safe. Slowly start to move your toes and your fingertips, taking your time here. Be gentle. Maybe turn to one side of your body, resting on whichever arm. Just gently moving, coming back to life as we know it. You can keep your eyes closed and gently push yourself into a seat. Take your time. And we will close practice together right here on our seats. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose and thank you so much for trusting me with your practice and your mind and your body today. It is my absolute joy to be here on Fridays with you all. Thank you so much. Happy holidays and namaste.